What is going on, traders? We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the SPY, triple Qs, semiconductors, and of course, we're going to go over what institutions are doing for the rest of this upcoming trading week. Before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, in our last video, we talked about our key level 564, and we managed to get above it yesterday. And I told you guys, as long as we stay above 564, you open up the floodgates towards the 200 MA at around 572, 575, give or take. Well, today we didn't even touch 570 or even go above 570. Almost immediately at open, we rejected, and bulls got absolutely decimated, trapped, right? Now, one thing you don't want to see here. Well, one, you don't want to see us get back below 564, which has already happened. But as long as we stay below 564, you open up the floodgates to 550 and 540 all over again. Not only that, but you're in the territory of these guys again. All right. These aren't bears. They're not cocaine bears. These are demons. They are ready to set your house on fire and sell everything inside. Kids, dog, cat, doesn't matter. Everything must go. You do not want to stay in the range of these guys, because I guarantee you these guys are drooling at the mouth. They are foaming. They are ready for any type of bad news. And ironic enough, we have FOMC minutes tomorrow and Jerome Powell speaking. These guys are going to step in the moment you get any type of bad news. Now, me personally, I don't think rate cuts is going to happen. While tariffs is lurking for April, I just don't see the Fed giving any type of hint of rate cuts happening this year, at least not yet. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I don't work for the Fed. But that's my expectations for tomorrow. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think. But right now, again, you do not want to stay in this territory. All right. That's what I got for the SPY. Triple Qs, same thing, right? 480. 480 was your key level. You gave it back. You went as high as about 485, 486 yesterday, and I mean, you gave it all back. It's also important to note that you are forming an evening star pattern on the daily time frame, which is a pretty bearish pattern here. Again, you do not want to stay in the territory of these guys right here and these guys right here. As long as you stay here, they are foaming at the mouth. They are ready. They're ready to press the button. All right. They are ready to hit detonate. All right. So this is not what you want to see when it comes to the triple Qs. If you are bullish, if you're bearish, you definitely want to see this. Get your Lamborghini ready. All right. But in regards to upside, it goes without saying. You want to see a move above 480. But like I said before, I don't care about upside until we get back above the 200 MA at this point. You just can't trust any type of upside at this point, guys. I'm sorry. It's just really hard. After what happened today, if you're a permabull, I mean, this should tell you everything. You should not trust any type of upside this market gives you until, one, you see the triple Qs and SPY, or even the indices at that, get above their 200 MA, and two, you need to see semiconductors follow. And this is what was bothering me yesterday, and I mentioned in the last video. When we look at Nvidia, what did I tell you guys? Nvidia closed below this rising wedge pattern. Not only that, but it rejected. And now this is the part where I want you guys to walk with me, talk with me. This is where you get to see what I was seeing yesterday, right? So 4 hour time frame here. Pre-market yesterday. This is yesterday. We go all the way to 123, 124 on Nvidia. Immediately at open, we break completely down to 118, forming a bearish engulfing candle, and then we consolidate, right? But while this was happening, right? SPY is breaking higher. Breaks above 564, head as high as about 569, 570. Triple Qs breaks 480, head as high as 485, 486. But while this was happening, semiconductors, Nvidia breaking down or consolidating. SMH, semiconductor ETF, consolidating at resistance at around 229, 227, more or less. SOXX, consolidating at resistance. Actually, SOXX made a much bigger move to the upside around 206, 205. But the crazy part about this was AVGO. AVGO is SOXX number one holding. While that was happening, while SOXX was pumping towards the upside, AVGO was dumping. That, like, what was happening? All right. And this is what made me suspicious about the upside that was happening yesterday. And I just could not trust it. Right. And this is why I want you guys to pay attention to everything. I'm hoping no one lost money. I'm sure people did, but my hope is that even the trolls, I don't want you to lose money, because when you lose money, you guys get mad at me in the comments, and you start trolling me, and you start projecting on me. I don't want that to happen. But ultimately, you want to look at everything. You want to look at, if semiconductors are not moving with any type of rally pump towards the upside, chances are you're running into a trap. And that's exactly what happened today, right? So I think we're going to see more downside. Okay, I do at this point. It's really hard for me to see a world where we head higher unless the Fed announces rate cut, which I don't think is going to happen. If it does happen, I think the market is going to go absolutely ballistic, but I don't think it's going to happen. Nvidia. The key levels here for Nvidia is 115. It gets below 115, you're heading towards 113. After that, if you break below 113, 110, 107, ultimately you want to see Nvidia hold 103 if you're bullish on this thing. If Nvidia gives up 103, you open up the floodgates all the way towards 92. Now, me personally, I'm planning on investing more into Nvidia at 92. I can't see a world where these guys don't step in. These bulls right here don't step in. That's just me. You guys do what you want. Do I think Nvidia can head much lower than 92? Very much possible, probably the low 70s, but you as a long-term investor should not care about that. Me as a long-term investor, I don't care about that. I would definitely be looking to get into Nvidia at around between 192, if not lower. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. But I can't see a world where these guys don't step in. Simple as that. I think we're going to get a bounce here if Nvidia heads here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for downside when it comes to Nvidia. As far as upside goes, I mean, you got a lot to work with, guys. I mean, I can't trust upside. I just can't. I mean, we talked about this in the last video. You have a death cross here on Nvidia. I can't trust that. You have a 50 crossing below the 200. In case you need an example, if you're new to this channel, we go back in time, right? And as you guys can see, the 50 crossed below the 200 here, and look what happened to Nvidia. It dropped 50%, guys. 50%. It's actually a little bit over, but regardless, this thing absolutely tanked. Now, I don't think Nvidia, I don't know if Nvidia is going to drop 50% this time, but yeah, this can't trust it. I'm sorry. I just can't trust it. There's no way I'm going to be bullish on Nvidia while this is happening. Sorry. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Nvidia, right? VIX. Let's actually zoom in here. When it comes to the VIX, I mean you're seeing it clear as day, right? Let's go to the 4-hour time frame to actually get a better look here. It looks like you're forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the VIX. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You are right at support. Do what you want with this information. Okay, that's all I got for the VIX. All right. Apple. We go down to the 2-hour time frame on Apple. You have a bear flag. All right. Now, here's the crazy part about this bear flag. And this is why I laugh at people who say, oh, patterns don't work. Patterns don't work. They don't work. And I'm just like, yeah, guy doesn't know what he's doing. And he's projecting on everybody. Check this out. Flagpole, you measure the flagpole, you bring the projected measurement all the way to the breaking point or the original breaking point. What did I tell you guys Apple can go? Where did I say what did I say Apple? What target did I give you guys for Apple? Uh, I mean, and this wasn't something I was aware of before, right? I wasn't aware of this bear flag. Someone pointed it out to me in the Discord, right? The projected move for this bear flag is all the way to 175. I'm pretty sure I gave you guys a target of that. Do what you want with that information. Tesla, double top, broke the neckline. GG's. Put the controller away. You're done. You're trash. Simple as that. Tesla's gonna head lower. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, what else do you need? And I told you guys, literally in the last video, I gave you guys the keys to the city. I told you guys, institutions are loading up 225 puts on Tesla. Gaps down to 230 pre-market, heads all the way to 223, 222. Easy money. Easy money. And it's crazy. People will still argue with me and say, this doesn't work. Option chain doesn't work. Institutions are selling. You don't know if they're selling. You don't know if they're buying. You don't know this. Like years ago, we didn't even have this type of information, and now we have it, and people are still finding ways to complain about it. But that's just whatever. All right, SPY. We look at quant data. Institutions are loading up 555 puts for March 21st on the SPY. They were loaded up today at around 12. We'll say 11:52 Eastern time. Right. You scroll over puts. They were loaded at 559.69. There's the quantity above the ask, and then you got the premiums 800K, 700K, 700K, 400K. I mean, yeah, sentiment is bearish. Here's the exchanges slash institutions. I mean, and it's crazy. People will still tell me, like, still argue with me about these guys. You as a retail trader, you're not better than these guys. I'm sorry. If you were, you would be at the same. You would be trading at the same exchanges as them. You will have millions and billions of dollars as them. You can't argue with these guys. All right, you can't. You're not gonna beat them. Simple as that. I know we have a bias sometimes. A lot of us have bias, and we want our calls to play out and things like that. But again, this works. I've been using this for years, and if I can show you guys the things that I've seen or the plays that I've seen come out of this thing, and then next day or two some crazy news hits, you would you would think we're in a simulation for real. All right, you would really think we're in a simulation. You guys remember that plane that crashed into a helicopter? I kid you not. Like days before, institutions were just loading up puts on airlines, just like crazy, and suddenly planes just start crashing left and right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do what you want with that information. But yeah, I'm gonna trust these guys before I trust any type of retail trader that's trying to tell me that these guys are wrong or they're getting cooked on their plays and things like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, buddy. Regardless, 555 puts on the SPY is being loaded up. Simple as that. VIX, you look up the VIX, and then after that, I gotta cut this video short, guys. I do apologize, but I'm tired. But VIX, I mean, as you guys can see, calls are just getting loaded up left and right here on the VIX. You guys see all these spikes here. Um, 40 strike calls is insane. March 18th, they were loaded up at around 12 Eastern today. Expiration April 16th. $40 strike, loaded up at 22. Quantity insane at the ask. Premium 1.58 million. I mean, GG's. That's all I got for this video. Discord link is in the description below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Tomorrow is FOMC. Be careful out there, traders. And until the next video, have a good one.